Morning folks, Rick here from Double Portion. How you doing today? I just wanted to kind of put a little video out on this new chassis I put together that I didn't find a lot of help for as far as how to put it together, what to put on it, mounts, servo mounts and panhards and all this stuff. So anyway, I just thought I'd put this together to maybe help somebody out there that is maybe wanting to put together one of these chassis. Once again, this is the Corrupt Carbon Works chassis, the REAPER. It is a carbon fiber chassis, 12.3, 12.5 wheelbase. It's really set up pretty nice. Dan and I have been talking about, Dan, my chassis builder that builds all my chassis, about, what can we do really, once again, what can we do next? How can we improve what we got? And I kind of determined or came up, realized that really there's not a whole lot to do with chassis nowadays. I mean, you can only, do so much with the link mounts. You can only do so much with the shock mounts, to be usable. That's why you see so many that come out. They've got a great big wide variety of holes to use, so you can do what you want. So we just, I just never wanted to get into something else because of, they're basically all the same, except for the ones that my buddy built, out of that, the G6 or G10 material that was nice and lightweight, and we could do what we wanted. So I got to looking around, and my buddy Ed up in San Jose, they came up with a website for this Corrupt Carbon Works and the REAPER chassis, and we started looking at it. And most chassis you see, the skid plate angle is about 6 degrees or so, but with this Carbon Works, they've really stepped that up, and they've got like 12-degree angle here. So as you can see, this angle is quite a bit steeper than anything else, which, if you think about it, which will help cause this, once you get up in here, it'll help skid right back here instead of, most of your problems is breakover angle. You start getting hung up on your skid plate. So this is their version. They sell the chassis. They sell a bunch of parts for this, but you just got to put it together yourself. They don't sell a kit or give you much information on what to put on it to put it together. So I just thought I'd help you out. I believe their skid plates are by Fish Works. I believe they are Fish something or other, and it is built for this chassis, which gives you a 12-degree skid, but yet the transmission is level. They've got a wide variety of skid plates, from the hamburger chassis to the 2-load. I think just about every transmission configuration out there, they've got a skid plate for it. So I went with the SEX10, the old school Gen 1 transmission, 3-gear transmission. That's what I use in all my stuff. I really like it. But I wanted to use dig, so that was an issue, because with this 12-degree angle skid, you have to use a forward mount, motor mount, because there's no room here. When you've got that 12-degree angle going this way, you've got the motor and transmission this way, there is no room for a motor, not even a stubby, not even this revolver stubby that I got here. So it is highly recommended that you use a forward mount motor mount, which I got, and it works really fine. I had to do some other modifications there, but it worked. It seems to work out pretty well. But when I got it, it was still up in the air, and questions about, am I going to be able to use my dig? And I really like dig. I like dig better than rear steer. Less weight. You can't position the rear end like you can with rear steer, but you can get them tight turns. You can do quite a bit more, I believe, with dig. That is helpful, at least for what I do here. So anyway, this is what we got here. This is the Corrupt chassis. Really awesome. Got a different kind of different take on their shock hoops, so to say, their mounts here, which I kind of like. But what really got me was the chassis and the skid angle. So what I did is I ordered the actual chassis from them. They have a link there where you order your skid plate from them. And then after that, I went to Gspeed Works, gspeed.com, I believe it is. Gentleman up here, a local crawler that makes Gspeed's chassis. He makes everything for these chassis, which really helped me out because I ordered from him the lay down servo mount, their panhard mount. They've got a couple different versions, so I ordered one for this. I ordered their chassis brace kit, which I think these are the aluminum braces that help give you a little rigidity there. And that's what it took to put this together for what I want to use. So those of you that are maybe thinking about it, I would go to gspeed.com, I believe it is. He's got a web page. He's also, you can find him on Facebook. So this is my version of what I wanted to build. A lot of people call their rigs cheater rigs. People started calling my rigs cheater rigs 4 or 5 years ago when this first started, and then all of a sudden everybody adopted it now. I don't, you know, if anything, it's going to be called a cheater eater, because I don't, you know, cheater rigs, that's, if you show up to an event where there's specific, you know, parameters on how you can build your vehicle, what you can run, there's no such thing as a cheater, because you cheat, you don't run. You know, they got specifics on what you run. So other than that, around here, you know, we show up and you run what you brung. So if somebody else is, you know, a lot of their excuses of why you pulled something, well, you got a cheater rig. Well, you know what, go build something that'll handle it if you don't like it. You know, if you want to build something that'll do whatever you want, build it. All the stuff I've put on this stuff is all purchased. I didn't have to really make, literally didn't have to make anything except for this, the way that my body is mounted here. But my buddy Dan makes these, this chassis, or excuse me, the rear bed brace here for the creep chassis. He also does make some other things. He's the one that comes up and makes my my mounts and the kits for the shocks, the Traxxas shocks. I kind of went a little bit different after wheeling with some buddies of mine up here. The way they got their rig set up, I used to be kind of started this way, you know, going with long shocks, and it seemed not to work well, because when you would think, first thing you think of when you got a long shock, the vehicle's going to be higher. Well, that's not what I'm finding to be the correct use of a long shock. What I'm learning is the long shock, what you do, see, these are 110s, so when you're climbing something steep, this is bottomed out right here on this 110, versus if you had it on a like an 90 millimeter shock or something, this would be much lower, causing your, you know, what I'm learning is causing my front end to come up over instead of just coming up there and then wanting to push up and go over the ridge. So I'm kind of learning about these, putting a longer shock setup on these. As you can see, it's got quite a bit there. Now, whether that is going to be useful in this rig or not, I don't know yet, because I haven't went out and run it yet. I'm going to go take it and run it up at Ed's place today, do some testing on it, put it to the rocks, and see see what I need to adjust. So anyway, this is it. This is my new rig, the Reaper chassis. It's got a lot of Gspeed Works Gspeed products on it to help come up with the final product. I'm running the rupture tires, which is cheater tires. You know, they're not, you can't run these in any comp. They're just not legal, whatever, you know, but we're not doing any SORC or any comps around here. We just run what you brung. So I want to run the best, whatever helps me pull crazy lines that are doing. If you check my videos out at Double Portion, you'll see some of the wild lines that we're starting to pull now. Like with my my Capra here, I've done some work to it. Adopted the longer shock, the longer shocks in the back, 110s. But as you see, this thing sits really nice and low. The thing crawls awesome. and extended out the wheelbase a little bit. I found extending the wheelbase a little bit helps after making my, what you've probably seen, the Goliath. This thing here did remarkable. Surprised a lot of people as well as myself. 14-inch wheelbase. This thing climbs awesome. I mean, it won't keep up with some of these rigs, but for what it is, just a beater truck, 14-inch wheelbase, it does really well. So I kind of adopted that length, as well as some of my friends, you know, are seeing this, and it's like, well, maybe longer is okay. I mean, first thing I thought was longer wheelbase, you're going to start, you know, your approach angle is going to scrub, but it's a give and take type of thing. You know, a little bit of power you pop on over things. So anyway, this is my new build right here. The good thing about this setup right here, where I started with this was my going to be my small tire rig, and I'll put the small tires on it right now, and you can see how good it looks, and we'll see how it works with small tire, because I'm going to run it with small tire also. So stay tuned. All right, we're back. So as you can see with a small tire, it looks pretty at home. With the small tire still is, you know, looks pretty, I don't want to say scale, but it doesn't look too outrageously small. So we're going to try it with the small tire on it and just see how good it does. I had the small tire on this body with the different chassis, and I was having a great time with it down in the creek down here. So I'm just suspecting that this extreme angle here, which was one of the downfalls to a small tire, is you're going to drag your belly around because the thing is so low. But I am hoping and suspecting that this angled skid is going to kind of even that out a bit. So here we are with the small tires. We're going to try it out. Stay tuned to the videos and check it out. First off, let's just take a little bit of closer look at the way we got this thing set up here. As you can see, it sits really nice and low. Got plenty of articulation there. With this chassis, cut it up through the bed so that it could fit much lower, which was something I couldn't do on my other chassis just because of the design. You know, we got the shock set up here. Got my dig 3-gear transmission. It's got the Vanquish V2 dig on it, which has that's got lock, open, and lock. You know, it lock the rear end or open the rear end. It seems to be can use that a lot too with that open dig. There's situations where it's just awesome. Got the forward mount. Got the forward mount, motor mount right there. Really good design. They've got kind of a link to this on the Corrupt Chassis web page about the suggested to use with this skid. But as you can see, I mean, that thing has got more. At 12 degrees is just awesome. Considering most vehicles out now, I think the most they're at 6, maybe 7, so that's quite a bit. But then of course once you get into that, you got to get the skid to match it. So as you can see, that motor or the transmission just sits in there fairly level with that 12-degree angle. So we're running, you know, this is what we're running right now. So stay tuned, let me whip them small tires on there. All right, so here we are in closing. Once again, if you have any questions, you can message me or give me some comments there on my page. I'll try and get them answered for you. So go to and visit the Corrupt Carbon Works page, and Gspeed stuff, go buy them. By the way, this rig weighs in at just over 5 pounds, I think 5.1 fully loaded with the battery. Seems to be nice and you know, nice and balanced. So if you can do that with your rig, you know, just set it up on end like that, you know, everything seems to be, there is not a lot hanging over here, which you know, it's a pretty neat thing. So anyway, you know, that's what she looks like underneath. You know, got all the stuff going. Got my 3-cell battery right there. Corrupt Carbon, Gspeed. it's all there. I just thank all these guys for taking the time to make what they got, you know, to help out us people that are just building up these rigs from nothing, just wanting something a little different. So stay tuned also for my buddy's going to be coming up with a line of parts for these chassis and other chassis. So he's in the works of we're doing testing right now just to see how they'll hold up, you know, checking the material, checking the, you know, the structural aspect of it, make sure they're not going to break down. So I've got them and I'm beating the heck out of them, having a real good time. So anyway, this is it. Check out the videos that are going to be up and coming. You know, this may be the tire, maybe switching tires and stuff on it, I don't know, but we're going to go try these. I know I like these. They work really well on the Capra. So fairly light, just over 5 pounds versus, you know, this one's 6 something. A lot of weight in the tires. On this one here I'm trying, there's no weight in the tires at all. So all my weight is in the front end, nothing in the back at all. So I'm hoping that will be the ticket. So anyway, God bless you folks. Have a nice Christmas. Hopefully we'll see you before that. Shoot out some videos. Been raining a lot around here, so the creek is out of bounds right now. Went down yesterday, and it's just it's done until probably next summer. You know, it's just a lot of water, really wet, just not worth anything down there. So we got to go find someplace to go do some crawling. So anyway, folks, have a nice Christmas. Hope everything is well with y'all, especially through this time of lockdown. As you can see, you know, lockdown, you can still get out there and empty out your boxes of parts and start putting stuff together. So we'll talk to you guys soon. God bless, and y'all have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you.